Station 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
With the sun and it burns until the day is done.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for Horse Sense with the Equine Alliance of Marion County. I'm kind of chuckling because I'm not sure what to call it. And then we're going to have Horse Bites today, though. There's kind of like our news bites, shortened versions of the of horse news, actually.
You inspired us.
Oh, I'm glad I helped you with that one. And that is Crystal Fernum, who you heard right there. And in the studio, Barbara Faitos, Lorene Barrera, I think I'm saying, Dory Morgan. Am I saying your name right? Boy, finally, I'm getting everybody's names. And, of course, Mark Shuffett at the end of the table, way down there. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
All right. Well, good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Got a lot to learn about horses, right?
Yes, a whole bunch. Well, our segment that we're going to start now, and I think as the show progresses and we get more and more kind of going on, that, like I said, you inspired us. We were going to do something like your news bites, and at first I was going to call it horse happenings, and then I was listening to you on the news this morning coming home and coming to the studio, and you said something about your news bites.
Tiny little pieces of news.
And I went, we should call it horse bites.
Horse bites. It sounds like painful stuff, but I would imagine a horse bite is not.
It hurts, yes.
Yeah, big teeth, right?
So, okay, we'll get at it. So our horse bites for today, our OBS March 2-year-old sale is underway. It's a 2-year-old in training sale. The Under Tax Show, which starts this morning, it'll go again tomorrow morning. And the Under Tax Show is a timed workout. It's typically a quarter to an eighth of a mile. And then the sale days are going to be Monday and Tuesday. The public is welcome to attend. There's no charge to go in. They can walk around the barns. They can go in and watch the sale.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about scratching their nose or anything like that.
I own a horse all of a sudden.
Yeah. The FTBOA Gala and Silent Auction, the Year-End Championships Awards, is this coming Sunday, March 9th. It's kind of the Oscars of the thoroughbred industry. Florida awards their champion horses, breeders, and owners at Circle Square Commons, located at the top of the world. The evening begins at 6 p.m. and includes a large silent auction before the awards with a short live auction during the dinner that includes such wonderful items as World Series tickets. There were compliments of the Yankees, a Keys fishing trip, compliments of Kelly Tractor, and a spot in the Pro-Am to play with professional golfers and NFL celebrities.
Oh, nice.
Now, unfortunately, the deadline for the RSP has passed, but the Equine Alliance wanted local business owners to be aware of this yearly opportunity. They can sponsor tables or buy individual tickets and attend this yearly event so they can reach who is the best of the best in the thoroughbred industry for that year. Our great sponsor, Infinite Day Spa, is now having a spring special for the month of April. Mention you heard about them on the Horse Sense radio show and receive $15 off any of their wonderful services.
Wow.
The spa is truly a true kind of European type spa. It's located on 212 Southeast Magnolia on the extension. Provides unique services such as specialized massage and skincare for both men and women. Some of their specialized massages include sports and trigger point massages, as well as pregnancy and equestrian massages. They're a sponsor.
What's that?
Equestrian massage. They started working with HITS. They're associated with HITS this year doing sponsors, and they're going out there. They developed a special massage that is geared towards the equestrian. For, there's certain ways you have to sit a horse and hold a horse that puts...
Okay, so that's for the person, not the horse.
Yes,
Okay.
for the person.
Okay.
But they do have equine massage there.
Oh, they do? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, they do. Infinite doesn't, but there are such things. They also have a wonderful line of skincare and an atmosphere that will start you on your road to relaxation the minute you walk in. Infinite Natural Day Spa is the true jewel for Ocala. be sure to call and take advantage of this $15 off discount by saying you heard about them on WOCA's Horse Sense radio show. The Equine Alliance is having their logo contest. It's encouraging graphic designers and artists to enter their logo contest. It's been running since February 1st and will run through April 15th. The contest is free to enter and open to Florida residents of all ages. The goal of the contest is to create the logo for the Equine Alliance of Marion County that will embody their mission to the business community to connect, communicate, and educate in an effort to enhance their opportunities in this county's diverse horse industry. Finalist artwork will be on display at Ocala Breeders Sales Company during the April 2-year-old and training sale, with the winner being announced on April 25th. The winning artist will have the opportunity to have their body of work displayed on a mutually agreed upon date in the gallery room of the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association. So for any of these horse bites, if you want more information, you can visit us on Facebook, Horse Sense Ocala. Email us at horsesenseocala@gmail.com or visit our website, which is really coming along. It's getting really nice, equineallianceofmarioncounty.com.
It's always good to have a website. I think what we've learned in radio is that there's never enough time to get everything out there, so everything else goes on the website.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and it's, like I said, it's a work in progress. And actually, the daughters of Winslow, who's the owner of Infinite Natural Day Spa, two amazingly smart girls in high school, and they are donating their time putting that website together for us. Amazing young girls.
Crystal, in the course of that time, you've had a couple of calls that I did not answer. Do you want to do the phones when they come in, or do you want to wait till the end of the show for the phone calls?
We'll do them now.
It's a discussion. Okay, well, there's none right now, but for the listeners who would like to call in, there were a few who kind of bailed out. So call in 622-9622 if you have a question about anything really regarding horses, I would think, right?
Yep.
All right, now I have a part here. Okay, I introduced the feature of the week.
Yes.
So there should be a drum roll or something.
Yes.
What is the feature?
We have a couple of them. We have March 7th, 8th, and 9th is the Black Prong Horse Driving Trails. And we also have Lorraine Barrera here, who is here with her new program called Run for the Ribbons Horse Show. And Dory Morgan is going to be your MC on both of these events.
All right.
All right. Well, the Black Prong Driving Trials.
Hard to say.
That is hard to say. It starts today, and that is another 3-day combined driving event, horses and carriages. And it's kind of like the NASCAR of horse shows. You're going to see all different carriages, speed events, so it's very spectator friendly because sometimes watching horses go around an arena over and over and over gets boring. This is every horse is different, every carriage is different, and it's open to all breeds, all sizes, all types. So it's a very fun event. Today's the first day, the dressage, specific tests, kind of like ballroom dancing. Can be a little boring after a while, but tomorrow is exciting.
You just upset every ballroom dancer in town.
I know.
Yeah.
It's great if you know the person competing or you're high level, but the next day, Saturday, is what we call marathon. That's an endurance test. It goes across through the Gothi Forest, but along the way, they come to areas where the spectators can watch. There are obstacles. We call them obstacles, hazards that they have to navigate through very tight areas in a orderly fashion as fast as they can with the horse and carriage. And if you walk through these, you will say, there's no way I can get a horse and carriage through here. And then here comes some guy with a bigger carriage and 4 horses. So it's quite amazing to watch, and they have to go as fast as they can because every second is a penalty. So the spectators love watching that, especially the water hazard when the horses go splashing through the water. So come out tomorrow. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's spectator friendly. There's vendors on site. It's free. And, there's people selling food also. And then Sunday is the final of it. That's the cones. That's where the horses again navigate with a different carriage, their very fancy carriage, through traffic cones. So again, as fast as they can, and each traffic cone has a little tiny ping pong ball atop of it. So if you bump that traffic cone and that ball comes tumbling down, you get penalties.
Oh, wow.
So not only do you have to go through these traffic cones, but you also don't knock that ball down. So it's another fun, it's the second fun day of the event to watch.
Sounds real fun, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very fun to watch the horses, and it's always fun to see the different breeds that compete, the sizes. We have everything from minis that will compete all the way up to draft horses. So it's fun to see the variety of breeds and the variety of carriages and the outfits. So.
And you can go on their site,
Yeah.
blackprong.com, BLACKPRONG.
So, yeah.
Oh,
For
really?
more information,
Blackprong.com.
directions, it's easy to find. And it's a neat facility to go visit because not only do they have a lot of horse shows there, but if you wanted to go trail riding and rent a cabin out there, you can do that also. So
Dude, you do have a phone call.
Oh,
Do you
we
want
do.
to take a phone call? Okay. And by the way, this is my little hand signal that you have a phone call.
Oh.
It doesn't mean you have to stop right away. It just means somebody's going to wait patiently until you're ready. So let's go to. I don't know if I ever discussed that with any of you. I apologize. I should have done that 4 weeks ago. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for waiting.
Okay, thank you. And, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
See,
Good morning.
I live out here on Highway 326, and I see a lot of these trucks going by with these big rolls of hay. Now, I believe horses eat hay, right?
Correct?
The question is, being a horse capital, having a large horse population in Marion County, do we make enough hay for our horses here, or do we have to rely on another source, another area to get the hay in here?
We don't usually, thoroughbreds typically eat alfalfa, coastal, Timothy. The big rolls that you see are rolled up coastal. I feed like my ponies and that kind of stuff is coastal, but most horses are fed a green hay, and we do not grow that here. Ours gets, there's hay companies here in town that truck that in, and then you buy it off of them, and it gets delivered to your farm.
Is that basically made grown out of state?
Yes, I think majority of it's grown out of
Most of
state.
it.
I don't. No, I would say the vast majority is grown out of state. Florida's, Florida's sandy conditions and clay doesn't really lead real well to growing, and the humidity and that kind of stuff. It doesn't really grow very well here. So
You need a higher protein hay for your show horses, so most of that comes from out west. The hay you see going up and down the road typically is going to be for some of your, mostly for cattle, and some of your backyard horses and trail horses do use the coastal, but typically they don't use the big round bales that you see.
Okay, I know we have another phone call coming in. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Good morning. Do you know what gay horses eat?
I'm sorry.
You know what gay horses eat?
Sounds like a joke.
No.
No, we don't know. We don't know that. All right, so
We'll go on with.
Okay, so the next event that's coming up that we're going to talk about is the Run for the Ribbons Horse Show, which features horses, your thoroughbreds that are retired off the track, and gives them an opportunity for second homes. And Lorene Barrera is going to talk a little bit more about that.
All right, so our first show is going to be April 12th, and basically we've been in the industry. My grandfather was in the industry for 50 years, and we've come across firsthand how hard it is to home these thoroughbreds after they have run. You know, it's 365 days a year you're working to find them a home, and being in the horse industry, in the racing industry, and then as well as showing all my life, I wanted to create something for the thoroughbreds, an incentive to have these people continue to retrain and rehome thoroughbreds. And the series is very successful in the Mid-Atlantic right now, and there's just nothing like it in Florida. And so we wanted to give these thoroughbred owners, you know, a fun day to compete and kind of level the playing field, because it's all thoroughbreds. There are shows down here that have thoroughbred classes, but any horse can enter those classes. The thoroughbreds just get special points for them. And so this show is going to be exclusively for thoroughbreds, and it will allow, you know, anywhere from Indian classes for those horses that have retired, not sound. It's a good opportunity for those horses to come out. They can make a little bit of money. And we go all the way up to 3 feet jumping with pleasure classes for the stakes horses that have run in stakes races throughout their career. Also horses that are war horses that have gotten 50 wins or more, actually not 50 wins, 50 starts, or have earned over 100,000 in their career.
And you call that a war horse?
That's a war horse, yes.
Oh, really?
They've either started in 50 races or made over 100,000 in earnings. And so we've got a special class for them. We also have a special class for Florida breds because we're in Florida. You know, there's a lot of different breeds down here as far as states, and so we wanted to appeal to the Florida breds as well. And so we're really looking forward to it, and it looks like we have at least 100 horses at our first show. And it's also open to spectators. Anybody can come out and show support. You know, we've got some great sponsors on board so far. The Equine Medical Center of Ocala, Tampa Bay Downs is behind us, the Jockey Club. And so we're looking forward to it.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And what a great opportunity to let the rest of the audience know, you know, the people who are not horse people. That's why I love what you're doing with this show, all of you. It's we might not have heard about this otherwise, so this is a good thing.
There's stuff going on every week in probably 3 and 4 different locations around the city, so that's what's neat about it.
And I hope the listeners are taking notes and making, you know, little plans to come to some of the events you talk about. I mean, I see it as a no-brainer for the photographer, for the videographer, for the artist, for anybody, you know, just to go out, or just anybody interested in seeing what this. Hey, we're known as the horse capital, and many of us have never gone to one event. So
Now you need.
Well, this is really cool. What Lauren's doing is because the retired thoroughbreds is a definite concern. You know, a horse needs a job. They don't like just hanging around. They're happy when they're working and they're doing something. So there's a lot of these thoroughbreds, like she was saying, like her war horse class. They just get to where a typical thoroughbred race is just too taxing on them, but they're still perfectly useful horses. So if you can get somebody who takes those horses, a lot of times they're just given to them so they can have a good home. And then with the event like Lauren's having, that's another job for that horse. Somebody has a horse, they can do a little bit of competing. It's not very taxing on the rider or the horse, but you know, it gives them a second life.
So this might be an unusual question, but do we still have actual war horses? Are there still wars like the cavalry? Do we still have that anymore?
There still are horses used. There are cavalry divisions. In not just the United States, but there are in a lot of other countries. Sometimes they're just ceremonial. You know, they don't actually they're not out in battle, but they still are used. Yes.
But you could say that the horses that are used in the police force in the cities and stuff.
Yeah.
They could very well be.
Are they similar to the dogs in the police force? Are they like one owner, one horse, or
yes?
Are they together like that all the time? Oh, really?
Yes, they are together, and of course they're great for crowd control. Because, you know, you get somebody up on a large horse coming at you, it kind of is a little intimidating.
It happened to me. I was in Tuscarora Park. And listen, and a bum came up to me to ask for some money. Excuse the expression bum, whatever correct word is, okay? A guy came and asked for some change. I was eating a banana. I said, sure, I can give you some change. I mean, in no time, there was a mounted police officer. I don't know if Ocala still has them, so this might...
Yeah, they do.
They do. It's a volunteer force, yes.
Came up to me and said, did you know that's against the law? I said, what? Give him the money. Oh. So, but I mean, it was intimidating. All of a sudden, there's this big face next to me, and I don't mean the police officer.
No, they can cover much more ground in an area, especially like the Central Park, or Miami has a mounted police force that covers the downtown area because they can get around much easier in traffic than a car.
Lauren, do you have a way that people can reach you if they have questions?
Yeah, the website?
Yes, we have a website. It's cedarlockfarm.com. It's cedarlockfarm.com. And I also have an email, runfortheribbons@gmail.com, which I check daily so I can get back to you pretty quick.
And so suppose you're still looking for more sponsors?
Yes, we are still looking for more sponsors. All of our sponsorship info is on our website, and they can reach me through email too if they have other questions. We have sponsors anywhere from $50 up to $5,000. You know, the possibilities are catered to everyone. I want everyone's name that sponsors will be on our programs. You know, any help is really appreciated to get this going and successful for the thoroughbred owners.
You're going to have 2 of them, correct?
The first one is April 12th, and then the second one we did move to May 31st because I didn't realize that May 17th was Preakness weekend.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a little bit, my mother-in-law is actually riding in Black Eyed Susie Day in the Ladies Legends race. She's a former female jockey.
Black Eyed Susie Day.
Yeah, it's
I
at
didn't know we had
Pimlico.
such a day.
Yeah, it's the day before the Preakness, and she's riding in a race up there, so I have to be there. I can't blow her off again.
So two events, 2 dates for the same event? Is that
It's
right?
going to be the same event, and then
Okay.
we will start a full series in September. Going from September to May, there'll be 9 shows with a year-end finals that riders and horses can qualify for. And when we start that full series, we are looking to expand it to South Florida, like the Plantation area, as well as either Jacksonville or Tallahassee. We hadn't decided exactly where in North Florida yet.
Oh,
We'd
nice,
like to
nice.
get the whole state involved.
Okay, from the email, the WOCA email, Robin just gave me a question. I guess Lisa McDonald says, "Hey, listening," and she could call it horse bits.
Bits.
You know,
Okay.
use a horse instead of horse
Thank you,
bites.
Lisa. Thank you. You have now named it. Horse bits.
Take away from the bite idea. right?
Horse bits. It is. Thank you so much.
Lisa McDonald gets a prize. Some prize. We'll think of something.
Think of something.
Piece of Tupperware usually is what we give away. So of all the events that are happening, do they typically happen mostly in the spring and summer, or like now that the winter is it's almost over?
Typically, you're going to see most of these events and horse shows happening here starting in November, and usually about April they wind down. Starts getting way too hot in this area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some, but the big series shows will end in March, April time, and start moving up north. Like Hits, their last show of their series is March 24th, which is their big $1 million class, and then they move up north. So, just a little too warm down here.
We were at a horse farm for the Kiss the Horse for Literacy event, and there was a horse, looked like he was really hot. It was a hot day, and I can't remember the horse farm. It was beautiful, but the horse was foaming a little bit. Not knowing anything about horses, I didn't know if that was a sign that he or she was ready to call it a day. Does that mean anything? If they're
No, I mean, just like humans, they sweat. Some sweat more than others, depending on their makeup. So, yeah.
Does the time change affect them? We've got the clocks going ahead this weekend. I know my dog hates it, or I hate it.
I hate it.
My dog is always looking for food at the wrong time.
No, the weather affects them more than the time.
Oh, really?
You've got a lot of mares foaling right now and
Oh, really?
trying to cycle, come back into heat, get rebred, and you'll see mares that maybe will start to cycle. It's nice and warm, and then you get like the last couple of days here, and it'll actually kind of back them up. And
Oh, really?
yeah, it has a great effect on their physical
Really?
body.
So their bodies know, don't have a baby yet. It's too cold.
Well, it's kind of, at a certain point, it's going to happen no matter what. But they're geared towards wanting to do, when weather's warm, that would equal to the plenty of grass. It's good, healthy time. It's good time for the foal. So, yeah, their bodies, especially on the mare's heat cycles, on her estrus cycle, it's affected greatly by the weather.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have known
That
that.
and the time of, the way that, I can't get it out, the moon cycles and how daylight it is. When the days start getting longer, that affects them too.
Does.
Barbara and Mark, we haven't heard from you. I feel like we're leaving
I
you.
think we're monopolizing it today.
It's okay.
I've been watching their show from down here.
Well, we have, next week, we're going to have Damian Guthrie in from the Live Oak International. He's their event director, and he's going to be telling us about the Live Oak event that what is it? Live Oak Invitational.
Live Oak Combined Driving Invitational event.
And it's a huge event. It's like 3 days, and it's a beautiful location out at Live Oak Farm. And he'll be in studio next week on the 14th to tell us about it and have some people with him. And then on the 21st, Horse Sense will be there live with an hour and a half live remote. We're actually partnering with Ocala Magazine. Kelly's going to be out there with us. And
Oh, that's right. I heard about this.
we're excited
yes.
about it.
That
And
sounds-
also mention that the Budweiser Clydesdales will be on site during that event also.
Now, speaking of that, you mentioned the small horses, then you had a word for the large horses. What did you call them before?
Draft horses.
Draft. So if a draft, it's not a breed, that means a size?
It is also a type of horse.
Okay.
You know, your heavy horses are known as draft horses. Your Belgians, your Clydesdales, your Percherons, those are all called various names, cold-blooded, draft horses.
So is a Clydesdale a draft horse?
Yes, it is a draft horse. Draft is a word for pulling. So your horses
Okay.
that pull are also referred to as
I'm going to call
draft
myself a
horses.
draft person.
There you go.
Would that work for me?
That would work.
I feel like one sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
pulling all the time.
Yeah.
Always a great show, ladies. And tomorrow the event, where's the event tomorrow?
Tomorrow, the event, actually, it starts today, and it goes through Sunday, but it's at the Black Prong Driving Equestrian Center. But you can get to the website, just go to blackprong.com, and you can get more information as far as directions, or a phone number if you want to call and get directions.
And we want to thank our sponsors, Infinite Baseball, Al Mara Arabians, the Blue Jays Band, El DeMaro Photography, and FTBOA.
And one of the Blue Jays band guys was auctioned off, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
At the Bachelor thing, right? Yeah.
One of my friends bought him.
Oh! I hope they had fun. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, all of you. Mark Shefford, thank you way down there, being quiet today. Barbara Feitos, thank you.
Good to be here.
Dory Morgan, Lorene Barrera?
Yes.
Am I saying your name right? And of course, Crystal Fernand. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
coming
you.
in. We will take a little break and be right back.
I'm a different breed. Come on, follow me. We'll make it through.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. A mixed jobs report for February. The Labor Department says the economy added 175,000 jobs, more than analysts expected, but the overall unemployment rate